Let's talk about Teams. So once again, joined by
Michael,
Peter,
and Carsten.
and again here at Microsoft. So in this session, we're going to talk about Teams, phone, mobile.
we are.
yep,
And what's the fuss about that? It's just a phone.
It's just a phone, but it is actually for the first time, and I've been in the telco industry for many years.
10 plus, that's just
10 plus, yeah. And it is actually the solution for the issue we have had ever since we introduced the mobile phone.
exactly.
Because we had the landline, we had the mobile phone, two different systems, two different carrier systems. So this about that you had two numbers, independent of what you did, dual forking wherever, you will have a unanswered call in somewhere in the system. Now we have a one number solution.
And a lot of companies try to make that, delivering apps, again, but back again, there are two different streams on two independent systems that are not working together.
Yeah. Basically, it is removing all these blockers about having two numbers. You have one number, you can be reached on your mobile phone, on your native dialer, as you've been always. You can use the Teams for mobile client. You can use your PC. You can use your web browser for calling. So independent of where you decide to pick up the call right now, you can do it being reached by the same number. All this that we have had with, hey, I'm on my mobile phone, but I'm still being available in my Teams client. So I have people calling me while I'm on a call. That's gone. This is about shared presence and things like that. We have had a lot of systems that was trying to inject presence information into the system based on your mobile status. That's gone. It is natively built into the system now. So you have a one number solution.
And you have it so you can move it no matter where you are. So if you take the call on a native dialer, you can start up your PC and you can retrieve the mobile call directly into your PC when you go into the office. You can escalate a current native dialer call into a Teams mobile dialer if you want to transfer to a colleague or if you want to put more people in a conference lines and so on. So I mean, the native dialer call is kind of a client of the Teams voice engine. That's the way I normally explain it. So, I mean, everything is handled inside Teams. So all the functionality we have, I mean, it's just a 4G call to a endpoint, if you can put it like that. So yeah, it's really, as Peter was saying, it is the first real one number solution where everything is put together in here in that solution. We can put functionality on top of it, like call ID. So if you are making outbound calls, you can show your Teams call, you can show your main number, you can show your main dial number, and so on. All the different options that we have that are working today in Teams phones.
Yeah, and that's basically the very important thing about this, because the mobile phone has.
Yeah, we have one.
line right here. The mobile phone has always been a pain from a management perspective. Of course, it was a device that should be managed. We kind of handle that.
Yeah.
But this about being forwarded to a mobile phone. I'm on the road. I'm a road warrior. Someone is forwarding a company call to my mobile phone. I don't pick it up because I'm driving my car and I'm not on hands-free.
Yeah.
So I cannot answer the call. What happens? It ends up on my voicemail at my
exactly.
because it has left the company system.
Yeah.
That's not a good service to give to external, like calling into your company. Now it is still an internal call. So if I'm being forwarded to my mobile phone and they say, "Hey, Peter's not answering," they can drag it back. So this about all the rules, all the policies you have put up in your communication space in your Teams environment. If you are regulated, so that you need to do compliance recording, all these kind of different scenarios you have built into Teams. That is certainly working on your mobile phone as well.
And
Another very important thing is the compliance recording.
Yeah.
That has also been a pain for all our 10 plus years in telco. How do you actually record? You can do it, there are some products out there that can do it, but here you have a shared one. So if you have compliance recording in Teams, it's including also the mobile devices.
But from a customer perspective, how do you set it all up? Is it just like the Teams phone? You set it up in the admin center and you will just
Same way as
appear.
Operator Connect.
Okay, so it's basically the same way. So you don't have to learn any new things to be able to manage the mobile.
There's a license, and again, it's a free license, so no cost on it. But there's a license you put on top of the user, so
Okay.
it will be able to work with Teams Phone Mobile.
And does it require E5 license?
No, it does not.
It's
okay.
same as calling.
Okay.
Yeah. It does require you have a phone system license, meaning that you should have all the phone capabilities enabled for you as a user, independent if you get that as an add-on or get it in as a part of the E5. That doesn't matter. And as Carsten just said, right now, because it's a new service, so we have not built it in, so we have this service license. I don't know if you know that description, but basically we have that as of now. That is going to disappear. So if you have phone system, you will have this feature as well. And as Carsten just said, it is the same as Operator Connect. Actually, in the beginning, when we will start talking about this, it was actually called Operator Connect for mobile. So it is the same technology, and that also is an important thing. Now we talk from a customer perspective. It's not something new we build. It's not something that is, let's say, new and unmature because we have not built all the features. It is a proven platform. So it is still with some telco providers that has decided to go into this space, saying, hey, we want to do this. So exact same way as if you're using Operator Connect now for your fixed line numbers, they simply go in and say, hey, now we have a mobile number, we inject that right into your tenant. So you as a customer, telco admin, you can, I have these numbers available, I assign it to Lars, Michael, and so on. So it is really, really simple. Nice. That's basically if you are already running on phone system, set up all your communication, the only thing you have to do is to get an agreement with a telco provider, getting the numbers injected into your system, decide whether you want to decide whether the call is going to be presented in the native dialer or in the Teams client on the mobile phone, or you will let it be up to the user to decide, do I like
So you have the option.
that is basically the only extra configuration you have to do if you are already running on Teams Phone as your phone system.
It sounds really simple, actually.
It is. When I set it up in my test environment during the test phase of Teams Phone Mobile in Denmark, when I had got the agreement, I got the SIM card, put it into my phone. It took me less than 5 minutes before it worked.
Wow.
That's crazy. So which kind of users should have this functionality? Is it like, if you have a company, should it be all users with that functionality? Or should it just be, like you said, the road warriors?
I see it in coming in two different scenarios. Of course, the road warriors, people being out on the street, what we often call frontline workers in our world. This is about the people that is actually delivering the core functionality of the companies often. People in the front shops, people going out, help the elder, and all these people that is out on the road, of course they should do it, because we get this close integration to the company, getting them closer into our system, easier to reach them, and easier for them to reach us. But I also see it for the back office. A lot of for the back office. Again, here broadly in the Nordics, we are more or less either at least mobile first, but we see a lot of companies being mobile only, because we all have at least one mobile phone carrying around.
I see a lot of migration where we're going from Skype for Business to Teams, where you're saying that mobile first, where you're going and analyzing and say, hey, yeah, we have 10,000 numbers. We actually only need some call members and some contact centers, so everybody else get a mobile phone. And that has been a very useful migration way of doing it. Still, the people that have migrated to the mobile only are missing some functionality that can make the calls from Teams and so on where they're sitting. And of course, we have fancy headsets where you have both the PC and so on. But it's just making it much easier. I see a huge market for those type of users, because I mean, you can get some call plans with your providers where you don't pay that much. It's a little add-on fee, and you give them the full functionality. And of course, if you are on E5 already, you have the functionality. You don't have to go out and pay for an extra license for that. So that mobile first is really where here in Scandinavia, I see a huge market for it. But it makes sense to add that one, because you already have the subscription at your mobile provider. You just need a little add-on for that one, and if you license in place with Microsoft, it's a no-brainer. So.
And that is, for, let's say, from the in-company perspective, what I see as the one of the prime goal for a company to decide going into this area is that they can now actually, if they do have communication with externals based on external calling into the company, they can provide a much better service. We don't have these two separated systems. It is one integrated system, and I, as an employee, I'm not forced to have some kind of old desk firmware.
I agree on that one.
But it is an integrator, and I can still, as a company, provide the good service. And we do see a swing back of actually going in, putting more and more of our services, of our communication back on phone, actually being able to reach a human, because we don't want this press one for and then two, and then we go through all the menu, and then we end in about press pound for get personal. Or
Yeah, exactly.
so we can provide a much better service. I think that is as a company decision, that is one of the very important things you should take into consideration.
Yeah.
You also mentioned the voicemail, and one thing is here is that now you have the Teams voicemail, so you have all the advantages where you can text to speech for all your announcement, and you can decide whatever the call should just be, leave a message or transfer to another. All those options. That is built in now in the mobile call. So if I call you, Lars, for example, and if you don't take it, then we will follow the team setup that you have when you call. What should happen if I don't answer the call, if I do not disturb and all that, and we'll go to the voicemail, and it's a shared voicemail. So that there's a lot of benefits on it, because we all know if you have a Teams number and your mobile number, you get different voicemails and so on. If you're going on holiday and so on, everything one place where you do it.
And you might also have different voicemails.
Yeah. So here, one voicemail for all. So
Yeah.
that's
really
also
nice.
a huge benefit. That in historically we have seen solution where we're trying to send also mobile calls to an exchange voicemail and so on.
So what about your legacy mobile phone number? You will not use that anymore?
Depending on where you have that, if your legacy phone number is transferable, you can of course take that onto your telephone mobile provider. As a default, yes, you can bring your existing number into that.
Interesting.
Whether you want to do that, again, depend on the situation, because this is about your work-life balance.
Yeah.
That is one thing that you need to bear in mind with that. Again, it's a Microsoft product. Microsoft had a strategy where they're saying one country, one provider. I mean, when we started up, there was Roger in Canada and Australia and Sweden, and they were working for, I don't know, a year and a half or something like that. You better know the date better than I do, but now it's rolling out. And as the way I see it, there's a strategy that one country, one provider, but it's something that are rolling out more and more in the behavior. So we don't see the same competitors as we do in Operator Connect, where we have multiple vendors that are working. So it's rolling out, and the more it's been used, my guess is that we'll get more functionality on it. And that work-life balance that we're talking about, I'm pretty sure there will come a solution for that one, because that's something I get feedback.
Yeah.
We also get feedback about what happened with this one if I get a normal text message. Well, again, Teams is the voice engine, but we still get our text messages on the phone, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's the same way if you're doing it today. So if I'm texting a buddy of mine or something like that, it'll just be normal one-to-one texting. Receive it. It's not into Teams.
It's not owned by the company.
It's not owned by the Teams voice engine. So I mean, that would be a great wish if we could get SMS in and out, but let's see what the future brings. But right now, everything is normal on the mobile device that it is. You just added Teams functionality on top.
And that reminds me of one important thing to understand. Yes, as you said a couple of times, it is Teams that is the core voice engine. But if you are without internet connectivity or anything, or God forbid it, there's issues with the Teams calling as a whole. That never happens. No. The call will still reach your mobile phone. So if the connections between your telco provider and Teams is broken on either sides, it will be a normal mobile phone. So if I call you, you will only receive it on your mobile phone, not on your Teams client.
Yeah, but still.
But you will still be reachable.
That's a really good backup, secure of always being able to reach people.
You go
even
back
though.
to native dialing again. And
That's
it
cool.
works.
Interesting.
I think that's a really important thing.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. So let's wrap it up here. Anything else before we end this session?
Tried.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, this is what we have been looking for. One number dialing.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks a lot for watching. Let's talk about Teams.